Recorded live from Segra Park, home of the Kansas City Royals single-A affiliate Columbia Fireflies. This is the All About Nothing podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the hosts. Some content and subject matter may not be appropriate. Listener discretion is advised. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show at theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media and more. Listeners can call the show at 803-672-0533. Thank you for listening. All right, welcome. Hello. This is the All About Nothing podcast. We are recording live from the press box. I got to stop hitting the mic. I got to stop hitting the table.
It's a little
That's one of my
sensitive.
Tap.
Yeah, we are recording live from the home of the Columbia Fireflies. This is Segra Park. We are. This is the Kansas City Royals single-A affiliate. So we got to make sure that we throw some little major league in there.
Let's do that.
You know, that way we can hashtag it or
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they might need a little help, you know what I'm saying? So we can help them out.
Yeah, that's what the kids are doing now is the hashtags, right?
Yeah.
It's big. I am joined by my
Anybody younger than big.
everyone.
Are the kids even still on Twitter? I think they're all on TikTok now, right?
I don't know. I heard some of them joined Truth. So.
We have a whole show based
True
on
Social is popping now.
You are the kids, man.
Yeah. Fair enough. I am joined by my always co-host. Yeah, as far as TikTok goes, I'm the youngest.
Always cool host.
Always co-hosts Trent Clark, Zach King, and this week our guest is Broadcast and Media Relations Manager for the Fireflies, John Kocsis Jr. Welcome back to the show, John.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. And nice to actually be there, like in person, as opposed to the Zoom.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Zoom gets confusing when, because at my house it's on delay. There's a little bit of delay. So even the audio that we recorded, I had to figure out where to cut and splice to make everything line up. John's resume includes, of course, broadcast media relations here with the Fireflies. He was also director of media relations and broadcasting in Hagerstown for the Suns, and also entertainment broadcast and media relations with the Charleston Dirty Birds. That's not Charleston, South Carolina.
So actually, they were the West Virginia Power, but everything switched over because they rebranded this last year. But yeah, a lot of minor league teams are significantly smaller than here, so you just kind of pick up and do whatever. Like in Hagerstown, we had a staff of 7 people. So pulling that tarp sucked.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, we John and I went out last Wednesday, and that was one of the things that we talked about was pulling the tarp. And I think I only pulled the tarp 3 times.
Yeah, it's funny because everyone's always like, "Man, that looks like it would be fun," and you go, the first time you're so excited just to pull it, maybe. After that, you go, no, it's a workout, but not one where you're like, let's go to the gym, let's throw some plates on. You're like, I got to do this. It's probably raining.
Can I just be the guy who pulls the chain link fence across the dirt between the bases?
The drag,
I want to be the guy that just cuts the grass.
Well, here,
I just want to
You get a ride lawnmower.
here, if you want to do the drag, you got to dance.
You do dance.
Okay.
They're called the fly guys. The fly guys.
The fly guy.
They stop at first base and then they stop at third base and dance for you.
And they shake what their mama gave them for everyone at Segra Park.
Is Brad one of them?
No longer. He was.
Yeah.
So now it's Nick Spano, our director of sales, and then it's Austin Blevins, Aiden Fields, and Connor Mitchum, 3 more sales reps.
You got
Okay. So all these people know this on the application when they sign up, right?
I think we mentioned it in the second interview.
Okay.
Right, you try not to scare them away until they're like, "Wow, this is a really awesome place." And you're like, "By the way, you cool with dancing?"
Yeah.
People was shaking that
It's
ass.
kind of like when you it's kind of like when you tell your friends, you're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna go out to a bar. It's a Wednesday night. It'll be chill." And they're like, "Oh, sweet, that sounds cool. Just gonna stay out for a couple hours." You go, "Yeah," and then you go, "By the way, no big deal, no pressure. It's also karaoke night."
We're gonna sing songs.
Yeah, so you
We'd
should
like
too.
it if you did too.
I might be singing Kryptonite by 3 Doors Down. Try not to be weirded out. I do it every Wednesday.
They know.
Classic.
a lot of Creed gets dropped.
So this is Nickelback. This is how you remind me.
You're out here giving dedications at the beginning. You're like, "Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home at the top of the box office again. Let's throw it back to the original Spider-Man. Hero by Chad Kroger and Josie Scott."
From Saliva. So off topic, but who thought that was a good band name? They saw their dog drooling and they're like, saliva.
Or maybe they were drooling themselves.
Well, and
They thought
their
about it.
biggest
I
song
didn't
is
get a
what, ladies
survey.
and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, there is some saliva in the building.
You will get
on the
wet at this show.
You want to talk
First
about
3 rows
bad
get
names.
wet, bring a raincoat.
Yeah, that's right. The Gallagher show.
Similarly to how this show started. I got wet.
I made a Gallagher. Yeah, exactly. I made a Gallagher reference.
Did get wet.
And he went,
Oh.
shit,
No
I gotta
homo.
stop hitting the table.
See, so you just put the beer in both hands. Just be double fisted. So you can't
Just hold it tight. Hold it tight.
No more 1985 references from you.
No, none. You sure?
No, it's fine.
Back to the Future is
I'll
coming.
allow it.
You'll allow it.
Back
All right,
to
fair
the
enough.
Future.
Back to the Future again.
So John is joining us, of course, because Fireflies baseball is about to start, and I did want to open with the first question: is how is the lockout going to affect the minor league baseball?
So the beauty of minor league baseball is that 99% of the people in minor league baseball are not members of the Players Association, which is just your normal union, right? So the Players Association is anyone on the 40-man roster for a major league team.
Okay.
To give you an idea, last year the Fireflies had one guy who was on the 40-man roster at all. And I know, Barrett, you're a season ticket holder, and I'm sure you guys have gone to a bunch of games. You probably don't even remember Foster Griffin, who I think pitched all of 12 innings in rehab for the Columbia Fireflies. So, pitched for the Royals, had TJ, and then came back and did a couple of relief appearances here, moved up to Quad Cities, couple of relief appearances, moved up to Northwest Arkansas. So typically speaking, we don't have anyone on the 40-man roster who would be affected. In fact, the entire team last year, there were, I think, 74 different people that came through Columbia. Not one outside of Foster Griffin is on the 40-man. So we won't be affected at all. Opening day is going to be April 8th here at Segra Park against Augusta Green Jackets, and it'll be the closest thing on April 8th to watching Braves baseball that you can do.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Because Augusta is the Braves affiliate, and this, again, won't be affected, which is great for us in the aspect of, we get to kind of operate normally, especially after the pandemic 2 years ago. And, as a baseball fan, I hope that the Players Association and I hope that the owners as well as Manfred can figure out something where they can work together and get through this. But for now, at least we still get minor league baseball.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But maybe we can get Tim Tebow back. You know what I mean?
Tim
Maybe he
Tebow's
can
not even
come on
in
back.
baseball anymore.
No.
He's
How was that when he was here,
tried to
man?
be
How
a
was
tight
that?
end again.
So I wasn't with the Fireflies at that point. I was
Okay.
actually with the West Virginia Power at that time. But I mean, when he traveled on the road, it was nuts. I mean, he sold out wherever he went.
Yeah.
I remember the weekend that he was finally excused from the Fireflies and moved up the chain because it was a really bad weekend at the River Dogs where he was heckled nonstop for like 2 hours. And he wasn't even in the field for most of it. It was mostly in the dugout, just people screaming at him because he's a good guy. I mean,
Stop kneeling and praying.
He's a great guy.
Knock it off.
He's not a great baseball player,
No.
but he is a great
Don't disrespect Tim
individual.
Tebow.
no, one of the most classic
I would heckle him,
photos.
but I wouldn't be rude about it. I'd be like, "Boo you!"
One of those
I don't
classic,
like you.
one of the classic photos of Tim Tebow was him running into the wall with his glove up here and the ball way down on the left. Greatest picture I've ever seen. It's like he face planted right into the wall and was nowhere near where the ball. Yeah, no, terrible baseball player. Not even really a great football player. I mean, he was good.
He has more
Barrett.
playoff wins than
Oh,
Dak
that's
Prescott.
still won it.
very true.
This
won a
is
national
true.
championship,
This is
Barrett.
true.
His team won a national championship.
Barrett.
Defense
He
wins
was the
championships.
quarterback. The quarterback. Heisman Trophy
And he was
winner.
thrown to a pretty dangerous tight end.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
too soon for that.
We
joke.
can say dangerous
Yeah.
very lightly.
He had Hernandez. He had Percy Harvin.
Yeah, the greatest lineup ever.
Well, and that offensive line had 2 or 3 guys too.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that entire offense was absolutely dangerous, and the defense was good too. I mean, it wasn't Miami in the
No,
late
no.
90s, but
They would put up more points, so you would have to outscore them. That's basically what they was doing.
The only thing that really bugged me about Tim Tebow playing minor league baseball was the fact that he spent the amount of money that he spent in order to get all of those scouts to come out and all of the writers to come out and watch him hit a couple home runs. I think it was like $2 million.
yeah. But I mean, if I got paid $20 million
Yeah,
by the
sure.
Broncos last year,
You're
what's
right.
money? Right?
He don't care. He's
And
not
then,
hurt.
think about what that did for the stadium.
But he took a spot.
That brought so many people to this stadium.
Yeah,
like
it was,
you know what I
it
mean.
Was, it was still kind of a jerk move to me because,
I mean,
coming
he got
from
his money and got
baseball,
on out.
coming from baseball, though, I recognize that there's a finite number of spots that are available, and this guy just bought his way on.
Barrett, that's half of That's half of all the sports in high school. All the starters you see that start in high school, their parents are paying those booster clubs, and they're like, "Hey, make sure
AAU." I mean, right?
Yeah,
AAU
come on.
at this point is pay to play.
Yes,
And Trent, that's not why you didn't get on the field.
Oh, that is 100% at Chapin High School class of 2009 is the reason why I didn't get on the field, because Dalton Amick was not better than me. I'll say that right now.
Was that a state championship year? Was that a state championship year?
No, not 2009. No.
Never.
You got to fight fire with fire, and they didn't understand that. Fairfield Central came through with that fire,
Chapin
and it was
baseball,
over.
on the other hand.
Chapin baseball has been really good.
Oh,
Always.
yeah, man. My homeboy Ryan Davis used to play for Chapin.
We got 2 Chapinites on the Carolina team.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And then somehow Clemson got a guy from Irmo,
Yep.
right?
You know, you got to go crazy.
There's a lot of Chapin or Clemson fans in and around Columbia.
So like we were saying
you
yesterday.
can tell all their flags.
Yeah.
All their flags are.
See, I got this. The Paul, you know what I'm saying? Barrett went to the game yesterday. I actually came to the game and was trying to hand out my ticket that my job
You
gave
can
me
thank
for free.
me for that.
Yes, yeah. But, you know, I'm going to thank you, too, because you want to make sure
I
to
held
get
on
me.
to it.
Yeah.
What was my response when you texted that picture?
Throw that shit away.
He said throw it away.
Throw that shit
But
in
that's
the
the
trash.
reason why y'all lost yesterday, because the text messages were so quiet. You know, when Carolina wins, those text messages are pinging off. Like, yo, did you see that?
No, I don't do it to you
Home
in
run.
baseball.
What you mean? The night before Friday night, you were going crazy.
I didn't think you watched baseball.
I don't watch baseball. But I'm a Clemson fan, so anything Clemson.
In all fairness, when was the last time Carolina was able to say something to Clemson with football?
Oh,
Yeah, it's been 6-7 years.
it's been a while.
We
There-
got
there-
Spencer Rattler, baby.
Oh, here we go. We gonna see. We gonna
The
see.
Stog.
We gonna see.
We've transitioned back to football. My mother is really going to love
Yeah.
this.
I mean, we're at a baseball stadium. We're gonna talk about
This
some
has
sports.
to be sports centric.
Yeah.
So one of the questions I also wanted to ask was when we were out last Wednesday, I asked you if you could come up with an answer as to what arbitration is, because a number of people have no idea.
So arbitration is it's a process. So the way that baseball's archaic payment system works is when you draft a player, when you sign a player in the minors, they have options in the minors up to 5 years, but then they also have a 6-year contract once they make it to the majors. So you can sign a 5-year contract, but the day they make their debut, it starts a 6-year major league contract that they don't necessarily have to sign. You just own those rights.
Right.
Those first 3 years, you make the league minimum, which right now is a real hard salary to live off of $600,000.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
That just sucks. I hate
Let
it.
me try
You're
it once.
traveling half of that year.
Let me just
You're
try it
traveling around
once.
getting free food. Like they're giving you money to live off of.
Well, now
Relative, right? Like
You don't have to pay for your hotel. When you're a
relative
baseball
to
player.
guys making $30-40 million a year. I guess I can understand that. Like
Yeah.
if you're hanging out with guys making $40 million a year, let's relate it to something we can all relate to. Your senior year of college, you got that one older friend who just got their normal job,
Yeah.
and you're still there going into your couch to see if you dropped a couple quarters so you could go to dollar draft night.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
like,
Yes.
we were all there.
Yeah.
Right?
5 points, baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's how the rookies are feeling in
Dollar
Major League
beers.
Baseball.
They got the dollar Pabst Blue Ribbon can.
no, it's always the blue
Tall
ribbon.
boys. Yeah.
You're over there playing Buck Hunter in the corner or to golf.
You're like, what did you buy these blue ribbons for,
PBR,
man?
like so American, it's like George Washington marching down your throat.
from 1783.
They're like, no one likes PBR, make it $1.
And they bought it
Now we
up.
love it.
They bought it up.
PBR's great.
And what's funny is now it's gone back to this trendy thing, right? Where people are like, oh, PBR.
Well, they gave themselves a
Sweet,
blue
it's
ribbon. Why
retro.
not?
Yeah,
That's
facts, facts,
People,
facts.
I kept seeing people buy Steel Reserve, and I'm like, what's this all about?
Oh, still reserved it.
That's some nasty ass
22.
It's even the You Betcha guy, right? Like
Yeah.
Bush, we were always like, well, it's cheap. I guess we'll do it this weekend. Like,
Yeah.
that was the college thing for Bush. Then the You Betcha guy starts making great videos.
Blows
It's
it
like,
out. Yeah.
Everyone's
Oh,
like, yeah, I got to drink Bush Light now. And you're like,
He's like, God, I picked the wrong fucking beer to start drinking. Hey, but Bush owes him like a lifetime supply of beer just to ship
absolutely.
it to us. Yeah.
absolutely. And they have Bush Latte cans they do seasonally up north
yeah.
now, which is nuts.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
that guy's name is Miles, I think. But what a great thing
Also,
to took on.
Miles and his wife's name Sharon.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they
Right.
could be in a nursing home, but he's viral on YouTube and TikTok
Yeah.
talking about drinking beer and then wearing dad shoes. I mean, what a life.
Yeah. The first time I saw that guy, my brother texted it to me. He's like, "This is gonna be you, like when you grow up." And I'm like, "Hunter, I'm 33."
When I grew up, I want to be just like this guy. He's a couple years younger than me.
I just bought a house. It's just a fat guy with a beard. They're pointing out.
There's plenty of them.
I'm not wearing New Balances and going mowing the
You
lawn.
heard of Santa Claus.
You're telling your brother, you're like, what's next? You're going to send me a picture of Luke Combs?
Jesus,
Long neck, ice cold beer. It never
Yes.
broke my heart.
yeah, exactly.
Never.
So, arbitration.
Everything.
arbitration.
Everything makes noise.
Back. Barrett.
We'll see if it picks it up.
Oh, it'll pick it up.
Barrett's trying to make sure that I'm not the only one that dropped a beer.
No, for a fact, I drank all of it in order to prevent myself from.
That's what it is. That's what I use every time.
It's a bold
if I didn't
strategy,
drink
John.
I
it.
got a trash can over here.
If I didn't drink it, it was gonna spill and it would have been wasted.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
So, first 3 years, league minimum. Next 3 years, very interesting system. Right? You start out and it's like the ownership group or the team offers you a contract, and the player can say yes or no to the contract, and then they have to counter. And the owner can say yes or no to that counter. After that, a lawyer walks into the room, and both of them have a sealed envelope, and they give the lawyer what they think the player should be paid. And the lawyer looks at all the stats and stuff, and they're like, "Well, here are the top 10 second baseman salaries, and these are their statistics. You're number 23." And they go, "Well, this offer," say it's the players, "is closer to what your value technically is. So the player contract offer is what they'll be paid this year."
Well, you don't have to tell me, John. I play Road to the Show every year.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, well, you feel like you be GMing for real, huh?
First base?
Oh yeah, no, I play outfield.
Okay.
I'm your designated hitter that just happens to play outfield.
Gotcha.
Center field.
See, my guy plays third base and pitches every 4 days.
Well, I wanted.
Okay, Otani.
my first year in the show, because I don't play it. It's not on hard, I promise. But
play it on easy,
I break the home run record that Barry Bonds
Come
set.
on, man.
And then the next year I was like, I want
That ain't
fuck you,
really
buddy.
playing a game.
And they're like, no. I'm like, I just broke the home run
You probably
record.
get crushed online.
I might. I don't know.
You should definitely play some online.
I've played a little bit online. It's not the experience that I hope for.
It's dangerous. It's a dangerous game because you can beat expert. But it's online is a bunch of kids who are 20
All day
years
long.
old, and they get all the glitches, and they're like, oh, if I throw a low fastball followed by an upstairs curveball, even if he hits it perfect and times it perfect, it's a pop up to first base
Yeah,
every
every
time.
time.
And you're like, well, I can't compete with this. It's like playing NHL,
Yeah,
right? Where they're
Right.
like, if I stand exactly here, no matter what happens, once I rip it, it's a goal.
Goal, yeah.
And you sit there and you're like, yeah, they have 6 shots and 6 goals. Totally realistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike the traditional 17 shots, 4
Yeah.
goals.
Man, that's like FIFA. FIFA
Well,
the
then you're
same
just
way.
trying to drop the gloves, you're losing 12-0, and you're like, come on, bite me, bite me.
We're taking them off. We're taking them off. The guy just skates away. You're like, oh.
Next time I got you, next face-off, you can't
I'm
escape.
telling
That's it.
you.
I'm bringing out the GameCube. We're playing NHL hits. Where you can just run people through the glass.
So when and this is just to get back on topic because my beer's gone.
We always get back on top of Barrett.
Let's see. Oh, he's got me set up. This is not going to do the diet any good.
Oh, no, look.
Oh, is this?
Dude, it's only got
Ultra. Oh,
It's
Ultra.
only got
I'm looking out for
50
you, my
calories
brother.
or something,
It's,
right?
Yeah.
it's barely beer.
It's hardly water.
95 cows. You know what I'm saying?
Michelob is kind of like the Mio of beers, right?
I honestly
Like the Mio
did not
water,
even.
I understand.
I did not actually even give it a look because it does say USDA organic. I
Yeah.
had no idea
Bro,
that
I'm looking
Michelob
out
was
for you,
so
man.
low
Treating
in
us too
alcohol
well.
content.
Look, man, I had
that
to
now
come
it's organic.
with the fancy stuff for y'all.
You're getting used to it because that's what your beer you get to drink on Fridays at your work is.
Well, yes, man. Man, TQL bought a whole bunch of a lot of seats. I'm guessing they bought tickets for everybody in our office.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Like to hear that.
we all got free tickets and
I was real close yesterday when the sun was on the back of my neck to messaging John and saying, "Hey, are there any open seats upstairs? Just curiosity."
Yesterday was a toughie.
I'm telling you.
How many people would fill the what do you call that suite that we walked through with the air conditioning in the bar?
Oh, you talking about the Players Club where the cool kids are?
The club lounge, and
Yeah,
it's a
club
couple
lounge.
hundred. So the way the club lounge works is all these seats up here that aren't directly in front of a suite. Those are technically seats that are designated for the club lounge.
Nice.
Then we use that, especially in July. Yeah, the inside's AC, has a bar, has 12 feeds watching our broadcast. Humble plug.
That is nice. You don't have to even. You can be at the game and still watching the TV inside.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what like even major leagues are finding out too, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I'm from Cleveland. Progressive Field has corner alley. Right field, you can't even see the field, and they've got a bar, and that's where everyone hangs out.
Right.
Colorado did it first at Coors Field, and it went so well that now it's like 3 decks of a bar.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like there's glass, like it's like going to the Bellagio in Vegas or something, right?
Yeah.
Like you look out your window and you're like, oh, this wall is a window, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like a great view for watching baseball. It's
Right.
like your Buffalo Wild Wings cam, right? You're sitting there and you're like, please send this to overtime so they don't close the taps. We need a couple more beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so in Major League Baseball and minor league baseball, they still close the alcohol sales in the
Seventh.
8th inning. Is it 7th?
I thought it was after the 7th.
Depends where you go. It's like state licensing.
Okay.
So it's basically, I mean, typically the rule of thumb is you try and pick an hour before the game's going to end. And that arbitrary time is typically after 7 innings, so at the start of the 8th.
Gotcha.
You close them. And then hopefully, if someone needs to mix in a water, they choose to do that in the last
Yeah.
2 innings. And then typically, like, we'll have a ride share out front or something for people to utilize so that way
That's good.
no one's making stupid decisions.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And I'll just say, yesterday was unbelievably crowded for the Battle of Bull Street. It was like the crowd was absolutely okay. So one side of the crowd was absolutely into it.
Yeah.
Well, during that proposal, everyone was clapping,
Yeah,
which was interesting.
Someone
did a-
proposed.
Yeah, there was
Like
a
third inning, I think.
Yeah, they did the
Oh,
song.
somebody
They did the finish the lyrics to the song, and a guy when it was him versus this girl.
Was it "Marry Me" by Train?
Yeah.
Was it? See, I didn't even recognize the song. I had
It's
to
the,
ask.
like,
Boy.
it's a beautiful day.
That's
right?
my boy. He was on it. He was like, Zach was like, man, peasant. Anybody would pick that.
I know somebody who got engaged at a Train concert right in front of me, and I was like, "Oh, this is the song." Cliche.
Stepped up.
How original, but
How did you know?
it was Keith. It was my best friend.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
They loved it. They set it up, and I was just like, I bet a lot of people do this. So when you mentioned that, I was like, I know. It's
That's
Marry Me by
crazy.
Train.
We were joking beforehand, obviously not talking to the couple and the guy who like organized it with us and stuff.
Yeah.
But we were like, man, what would it be like if you're like, yeah, we're gonna get a proposal in front of 9,000 of my closest friends. Like you got to know it's gonna be a yes.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
better be texting
Yeah.
every one of her friends.
Yeah.
Her parents like,
parents have
hey,
to
what does
arrange
she
to
say
show up.
about me behind the scenes? Like a chance that she hates my guts but just deals with me.
And women have an innate ability to know that you're going to propose. Like, if their nails are done, it's a dead ass sign that they know you're going to do it because they want to take pictures of
So-
their ring.
How often did you have to wait on the proposal with Gabrielle? As far as like you saw her nails were done and were like, nope, it's not gonna be today.
I didn't even tell her I was going to do it, but somehow she knew. I didn't tell. I
Well, I
didn't-
think it's also like, I mean, every holiday, every big event and stuff, you know,
Halloween.
you get your hopes up, right? And then they're like, oh my God, you didn't propose. And they don't talk to you for like a week afterwards, right? So eventually you're going to randomly be right. You know?
She also was like, I knew you were going to propose partly because you didn't say anything to me all day.
That was the nerve.
I was like, oh yeah, I was very much afraid.
Well, now I gotta ask, what are the worst holidays to get engaged on?
Christmas.
Is Chris?
Too much other stuff going on.
Yeah.
I'd play with that. Yeah.
Christmas.
New Year's is easy.
New Year's
because
is easy,
You
yeah.
know, you're like, something important's coming up.
Well, you got to do it New Year's Eve for tax reasons.
Done.
Smart man.
Did it. What about the funniest holidays? Like
Halloween would be dope.
Halloween would be a good one.
You got to do
Everyone wear
like
your
National
costume.
Pancake Day at IHOP,
Yeah,
like hide it in the pancake.
You didn't eat all of them, did you?
That's how you say no, right? That's how you get the no.
Groundhog Day.
You couldn't even take me to Cracker Barrel?
Columbus Day.
Yeah, there's going to be 3 more weeks of winter, but
Well, at least
You
you,
wanna
got
get
this
married?
ring.
it's not going to be as cold as the ice on this bitch.
You know why the groundhog didn't see the shadow? Shine.
That's awesome.
That is funny, man.
I'm trying to think of the last time. As far as like the Fireflies games, those are going to start on April 8th.
Yeah,
Home
April
game.
8th, 7:05 p.m. Be there, be square.
Saturday.
Hey, this is the first time I've ever stepped foot in this stadium.
How is that?
Yeah,
We
that is
got to
crazy.
make number 2 happen.
I'm gonna get one this year. I usually just go to a ton of Carolina games down the street,
Gotcha.
but I want to come here. Like this place looks beautiful.
The beauty of Fireflies versus Carolina, especially this year, is that once it hits like summer and it's like Thursday night and you want a pint of Bud Light for $2 at the Budweiser Bowtie Bar, Carolina's not playing. You know, like it's 95 degrees and all you want is a cold Bud Light at a cheap, affordable price. This is your only option.
Absolutely.
Either that or you're
you
getting
can
real
sit in the
close with your
grass.
favorite college students at 5 points.
Yeah.
I used to say this was the cheapest club in town because $5 to get in, and then you can hang out at the bar, and there's also baseball to watch.
Club Firefly.
Yeah.
It's called
There you go.
Firefly.
Club Firefly. Yeah, I gotta come. It looks
Come on,
great.
man.
Yeah, I can't believe you haven't come to any games because like when we worked together, I would host. We would do $5 Friday nights. Like
Yeah, I would see the pictures of y'all and be like, that looked like fun. Too bad I wasn't invited.
everyone was invited.
That sounds about right.
Everyone was invited.
I don't think I was invited, Bear.
I don't think he knew you at the time.
Yeah.
I'm still
you
mad.
you can blame that guy for ignoring emails. That's
I didn't get the email. I think you had to fix it.
that's
You
probably
didn't
true.
CC him, Bear.
That's probably true.
Yeah, when you send out the all-staff email and you're the only one not on it, you're like, did I get fired? Is this a hint?
Question. Gonna raise this.
Yeah, the only requests I ever got were people wanting to get off the list. That was it.
Can you please not email me?
I only saw it because Tiffany was walking to this meeting. She's like, you didn't get the all-staff?
No.
What is it? So like, I work in I don't work in a normal office. I work in an office. But what is it like working in a baseball office? Like, because that's the only job you've known though, as far as like regular like I work for an IT company. You work for an IT company. You work for a trucking company.
Logistics.
It's
Brokers.
it's a little different in a
It's a little different. Work hard, play hard for sure, right?
sports and entertainment.
Like, the way my job works is on a game day, I'll show up at 9 a.m. because I
Alright.
got to do like my 20 pages of game notes, a 17-page stat pack, and I've got to send out different media information to 300 different members of the Midlands media and stuff like that. So, like, we're real busy before the game. Then, you know, you go down for batting practice, you talk to the guys, try and get a good story and stuff like that. Game starts at 7. If it finishes at, you know, last year 10:30, I felt like was like a lucky finish time,
Right.
especially like some of our relievers just work super slow.
Yeah.
But you know, once you like got through that and it was like 10:30, afterwards you write the recap and then you start doing like some filing away for like, hey, the last time it happened, let's make sure there wasn't anything tonight that was
Right.
actually significant. Then you're looking through and you're like, man, this guy threw like 13 straight strikes. Too bad it wasn't 3 strikeouts, 1 inning for an immaculate inning. But yeah, so like you're looking at stuff like that. I typically leave at like midnight. Now,
Okay.
will I indulge in like a beverage every once in a while, or will we have like after a big Friday night or something, all of us will kind of gather and, you know, celebrate like a really big work night like
Yeah.
any office will do, right?
Yeah.
Right,
absolutely.
My
But
job has a beer drop. I never heard of that until this job.
a beer
did that.
drop.
Yeah, every Friday, if they hire new people or if they made like significant amount of money that week, they'll like walk around with a beer with like different cases of beer and let the employees choose that like at 4:30 right before the end of the day.
That's awesome. So my one friend works for Smuckers, which is based out of Columbus, but she had moved to Colorado like for a different job right before that. And that job, she was like, yeah, they just have like mini fridges everywhere filled with beer, and they're like super like laissez-faire about stuff.
Totally thought it was gonna be mini fridges full of like Schmucker's jelly.
Please help yourself to the PB and J. We have crunchy and we have smooth.
We have a whole freezer full of Uncrustables.
Everybody, you can have
Get you a jar. Get you a jar of Goober. Take it home.
Everybody
But yeah, so like she had like an office with a hammock and stuff, and like corporate America is really like going full into the like let's make office kind of like a playground, and like I personally I believe it kind of works, right? Because you
Yeah.
work your butt off after you
Yeah.
feel appreciated.
Facts,
Whereas
facts.
if you feel like everyone hates you in your office, you're not going to do anything, right? You-
You just go home and have stress shits.
Is that from the Taco Bell that you ate on the way home?
That was from lunch, man. That's not a stress.
I'm gonna meet this deadline. I swear to God. You're just sitting crumpled over
Zach
in
is
your
over there like,
desk.
F my boss.
And then your boss is like FaceTiming you like, so I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday.
I'm telling you.
Okay?
This is your fault.
See, that's blood.
I need more
Dangerous.
Pepto than is humanly okay.
But it's wintergreen, so.
You know what that does to a man?
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back after the break, and we're going to hear some baseball stories
Absolutely.
from John's experiences. So we'll take a break. This is the All About Nothing podcast. We're recording live from the Segra Park here, the home of the Columbia Fireflies. All right, Nothingers, I want to cue you in about a friend of the pod, Blank Canvas Brand. If you own a business or restaurant and the time has come to build that unique brand, you have got to get a hold of Blank Canvas Brand. Blank Canvas Brand specializes in brand identity, including logos, business cards, flyers, and anything else to promote your business. And now, Blank Canvas Brand offers printing services to help with your clothing needs, including sports teams. I can tell you from our own experience, Blank Canvas Brand is responsible for our logo, as well as the Bowl of Duty bowling team logo, and we couldn't be happier with what's been produced. For more information, you can search Facebook for Blank Canvas, or you can email Blank Canvas at theallaboutnothing.com. That's BLNKCANVS at theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. Hey everyone, I want to take a quick moment to mention one of our new sponsors, thepaintedmoment.com. That's thepaintedmoment.com. Check this out. Have you ever taken a photo with your phone or digital camera that would look amazing as a watercolor canvas painting? Well, now there's a website ready to take your photo and turn it into digital painted moments. This is how it works. Visit thepaintedmoment.com, follow the instructions, and your digital photo will be enhanced and returned to you with links on where you can have an image printed to canvas or whatever else you'd like to do with it. We've already got a couple of these enhanced photos hanging around the house, and trust me, you'll love what comes out. Thepaintedmoment.com. Create a painted moment in time from your digital photos. Thepaintedmoment.com. Seriously, check them out today. Thepaintedmoment.com. What is a vaccine? What is a virus? What is a mask? What's a Sasquatch? These are all valid questions, and to answer them in one breath, prevention, potentially deadly, potentially life-saving, and don't be stupid. Look, the coronavirus from 2019 has caused a global pandemic that continues to ravage our planet, leaving victims and survivors. But you can do your part. In the United States, as well as most countries around the world, the COVID-19 vaccine is available at little to no cost. Regardless of your politics, this virus has the potential to cause irreparable harm to you and vulnerable family members and friends. We have an opportunity through the efforts of medical science to balance the scales against this disease and its variants. And look, I don't understand how the vaccine works, even though I've heard it described countless times by countless experts. And even though none of that makes any sense to me, I do recognize that the money and effort spent on the vaccine has not been wasted. And it's not a global positioning transmitter being embedded in your arm. You're holding that in your hand, listening to this. So get the vaccine. Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones. Hell, protect the guy standing behind you waiting on his taco supreme and nacho fries. Let that be the reason his organs shut down. For more information, visit covid19.nih.gov for actual science information. We have to thank our sponsor, GOT Sound Studio, and its owner and operator, Dominique Stewart, better known as Neek the Geek. GOT Sound Studios offers a variety of recording experiences from music, voice, and instrumental recordings and production, as well as podcasts. GOT Sound Studio is located in Columbia, South Carolina, and operated by the most talented producer and engineer in the business. GOT Sound Studio is a Black-owned business. Bring your recording business needs here. You can find details on their Facebook page or by calling 803-243-2302 or emailing gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. That's gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com.
Hey, it's John Kocsis, Broadcast and Media Relations Manager for the Columbia Fireflies. You're listening to the All About Nothing podcast.
All right, welcome back to the All About Nothing podcast. Zach King, Trent Clark. We're also joined by John Kocsis of the Columbia Fireflies. One of the things that I've enjoyed so far in our friendship is you talking about some of the stories from your baseball past, because ultimately anyone who's had any stint in minor league baseball has probably a bookload. Which, by the way, I'll buy that one when you put that out.
Whenever it actually gets bought, we can talk about the literal bookload of stories that I have from 11 different broadcasters, a couple major league guys talking about. And one of my favorite ones from that one is the Pittsburgh Pirates broadcaster Joe Block. In the 90s, he worked for the Charleston River Dogs.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
And you guys might remember one prolific ice skater from the 90s, Tanya Harding.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
And she had something with a
pipe.
baseball bat or a pipe where she kind of
Fell on it and it hurt her knee.
paid someone or had someone take out another figure skater's knee with one, right?
Okay.
So the Charleston River Dogs decided to host a mini bat giveaway. And separately, they decided to host an appearance the same night
Of Tanya.
with Tanya Harding.
Wow.
No one.
So no one communicated to Tanya that it was also a mini bat giveaway night.
Oh
Remember,
my
this is the
God.
late 90s. We don't have...
all holding it up in the
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is the late 90s. There's no internet. Like, she's not going on the website like, oh, let's see what's going on in Charleston
fact,
tonight.
fact.
She's just like, yeah,
They love me.
They're paying me $500 and, like, I just got out of prison for the third time.
Right.
So, so they just post her up on an autograph table inside the main gates, and they gave her like some of her books or something, and they're like, yeah, people are totally going to want you to sign these.
Shocker.
And then in front of the gates, they were giving away 1,500 mini bats. So all these people went inside, and they were like, oh my God, Tanya, you got to sign this mini bat.
You're like, you just hold up your knee. You're like, right? You remember?
And to Joe's recollection, what he was telling me was that she was actually a really good sport about it for like 20 minutes, and then she was like,
Until
no,
the thousands back.
I'm out. So somewhere out there are still probably about 50 autographed
Mini
bats.
bats.
That we have to check eBay now.
No, check Pawn Stars. You gotta check Pawn Stars.
That's going to end up in like a storage locker. The value of this locker.
Yeah. But we found that mini bat
As long as you got the
Some
picture with her
say
like this.
that's actually Tanya signed it after it's the actual bat used
How do you
to
get
club.
that authentic?
I mean, she's Olympian, so she had to sign more than one autograph.
All right,
so,
well, here we go. So we got images for Tanya Harding's signed mini bats.
How much are they going for now?
On
They
Worth
exist.
On Worth Point.
Oh my God!
All right,
it's got
let's-
to be over 10,000.
I mean, that's legit. She signed it with a smiley
Yeah.
face.
What smiley face on there and
Like,
everything.
I can't make this up.
There's a
She
smiley
signed
face on
it
there.
with a
That
smiley
was definitely
face.
probably in the first 20
You know
minutes.
what's funny?
That was bat number 2. That was bat number 2.
How do
Before
you
she was like,
authenticate her screwdriver? How do you authenticate her bat and her signature on the bat? It's like, it depends how many drinks in she was.
Yeah.
Did she put a smiley face?
Yeah.
Yes.
She did it back with Oh, the smiley face is rare.
that's a dead giver.
That's like a misprint in the baseball card.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, they
Wow.
spelled his name wrong on this set. They
Yeah.
made 100 of those.
Tanya's
It's
bat
Ken
might
Griffey
be,
Jr.
Tanya's bat might be worth more than Barry Bonds.
I kind of doubt it. Because that was a real chop swing with the.
So an unautographed one is worth $50. You got to imagine the autograph's worth something.
Wow.
If nothing, sentimental value.
Yeah, exactly.
You put that in a man cave.
Yes.
It's going.
What a conversation starter.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the
I have
Tanya
a
Harding
mini bat
bat.
downstairs signed by Tanya Harding.
How did that happen? Story time.
See, I had the pipe and I had the bat, but she wouldn't sign the pipe.
That one was too close to home.
Okay, so give me a story about whenever you wrote a story about a player that they didn't like.
So for the most part, you have to like talk to the players to get their background. Like these aren't major league players, so like especially, I mean, last year I think it was 35% of our players were from the DR. So like this year, I'm currently going through the process of like writing bios for media guides. And when guys are from like Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, whatever, you know, you can find the stats or their signing bonus, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like there's nothing about these guys, and most of these guys speak very little
English, yeah.
so, you know, you have to like physically talk to them to get a story. So they won't tell you something if they don't want you to write it. And
Yeah.
a lot of them safeguard it too. Like there was a guy, and I won't say his name, but it was like, I think it was the 2018 season. Everyone thought he was like a hitman in the DR. And like all the other Latin guys hinted at it and stuff. They were like,
They sat away from him in the dugout.
yeah, he's got a motorcycle back home, and like no one messes with him. And you're like, oh, okay. But like you couldn't talk to him and go like, so about this hitman career.
Yeah, you ever killed a guy?
Tell me about the cartel.
Yeah, I killed a guy. Yeah, Brooke, I saw that. We've been meaning to talk to you.
Yeah, oh my god.
There's always a relatable Anchorman quote.
Yeah.
You should lay low for a while.
So one good one from my personal career was West Virginia, 2018. So Charleston, West Virginia, not the best like neighborhood where that ballpark is. There are quite a few homeless people who tend to try to break in. Like you get some funny things that happen, but one time this homeless guy who was like really coked up broke in. His name was Joshua Hanshaw.
That's how all my West Virginia stories start too.
Well, and like 500 feet from the ballpark, there's these train tracks. And like he must have thought he like walked 20 miles away with TVs, jewelry, like mind you, wearing the pitching coach's road uniform. And he is trying to sell the stuff he stole from the ballpark 500 feet away. And a cop drives by and he's like, hey man, I got some jewelry if you want to buy it.
To the cop?
Yeah, so I don't know who was in charge of taking this dude's mugshot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But whoever took his mugshot kept the West Virginia Power jersey on.
That's classic.
And it went viral.
Yeah.
Deadspin covered it, Yard Dogs covered it, and everyone started calling our office asking what's happening. So one like promotion that we had was on Monday nights because we had trouble drawing on Mondays in Charleston. We would have family buck night. So it was $1 to get into the ballpark, $3 for like reserve seats where you have the chair with the back and you're like in a good seating spot. We had $1 12-ounce drafts, popcorn, hot dogs, soda, and I think that was it. So like, you know, all this stuff for $1. And so we were like, screw it. You know, like if you bring your mugshot or the mugshot of a celebrity into the park,
What?
we will give you free admission to the ballpark.
Oh my god.
And like,
That's classic.
I don't like talking
great.
about like numbers and stuff like that, but like typically a Monday night we'd have like 400 people in park in that particular market. So we weren't drawing a ton.
Yeah.
But like 60 people brought mugshots to come in for free.
There's a lot of felons out in left field tonight.
So we called it Mugshot Monday.
That's awesome.
And we marketed it literally like this happened on a Thursday. It went viral on Friday, and we just spent the weekend where like worst case scenario, it's a normal Monday night.
Yeah.
Right. And so we some other things we did like along the first base concourse, we hung like a clothesline with like a bunch of pictures of like Lindsay Lohan, OJ, like Martha
Nice.
Stewart. We played some games like with jail songs, like finish the lyrics with Jailhouse Rock or something, and then we played like did the celebrity go to prison as a game and stuff like that. So like we
Paul McCartney is up here.
yeah, we like that one moment with the wings, right? But yeah, we leaned full bore into it, and I mean, turned out like it wasn't a wild, crazy thing, but it was something that was funny, and all of us from the office still talk about it to this day.
That's a good promotion.
That is.
That is.
Now, I don't think like now 5 years later even it gets approved. Like I don't think a front office executive goes, yeah, this is the
Mugshot.
shtick.
We're
This is
doing
what we're
Mugshot
doing.
Mondays.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I can see you putting the picture of the hitman guy into stuff, and he looks at you from across the field. He's like,
Putting that one down. We're taking that one
Not
down.
that one. That's fine. That's cool. That's cool.
We'll just go to the next.
Next slide.
Now, did you take the actual photos that everybody gave you and put them on the screen?
No, like they
okay.
presented those at the box office,
Oh.
and then we just gave them like a voucher.
Oh no,
for the
we
game.
would have had them put them on the screen.
Oh yeah, no,
That
it
would
had
have
to
been classic.
like old school with the with the projector and whatnot. You like slide them on there and he goes, Frank's out in left field. Wait, Frank.
This is mugshot. This is what he looks like now.
he's a repeat offender with 4 DUIs.
He's currently out on probation after killing 4.
And I think I seen him drive tonight.
He asked for a port of in court on September 3rd.
He's also a cornhole champion in this prison. I'm not sure what that means.
3 years running, actually. Dude just knows what to do with a bag.
His other hand is strong.
He's got magic hands. When I think of soft hands, first it's Tim Duncan, second it's that guy.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious, man.
Sorry, Frank.
Sorry, Tim
Sorry
Duncan.
about
Sorry, Wake Forest.
Y'all forgive us.
He was actually a swimmer at Wake Forest. So, another great West Virginia story. They won a golden bobblehead for this. So this is like the golden bobblehead in minor league baseball is equivalent to like the Emmys or the Oscars for
that's
awesome.
movies and stuff like that. So 2011, I wasn't in the office yet. I was still in high school, but they decided, like a bunch of people who weren't from the state of West Virginia were like, let's do a promotion and let's call it Redneck Night.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
And they're like, and with minor league baseball and with like anything in general, you do it all the way or you don't do it all.
Sure. Yeah,
Because
sure.
if you just
Like NASCAR.
if you just like tiptoe into it, it's not gonna work. So the first year they had like the General Lee out there from Dukes of Hazzard.
Awesome. Man.
They had what was the like Mountain Man show? The guys with the huge beards, Duck Dynasty.
Duck
Yeah,
Dynasty.
They had,
yeah.
like, two of the guys from Duck Dynasty out.
That's fine.
And then to top it off, they partnered with like a local radio station, and they like asked couples who were planning to get married that summer to like enter a contest. So they talked to like there were like 50 or 60 people who said they were going to do it, and then they told those 50 or 60 people what the plan was, and then 4 of them were like, enter me in the drawing, let's go. So the drawing was to have a shotgun wedding on a dugout performed by the Duck Dynasty guy.
Wow.
And the couple that won, like they had bios and stuff online, and
Yeah.
it was like, yes, this fits the bill. But the couple that won, like the husband was wearing jeans, had like a fat dip in, and like he had like a tux, but he tore off the sleeves to it.
Ah, classic.
And the wife wore a camo dress. So
Oh
like
man, she's classic too.
this was the ideal moment from like a photographer trying to capture Redneck Night.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Right,
And
and
you
all the
gotta-
groomsmen were wearing like camo ties.
Wow.
You know,
You,
like,
you gotta sell tickets to that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even
And
if
you
you're
gotta
coming to watch
emphasize
baseball, you
the-
gotta sell tickets to that.
So
You
in
gotta
my-
see who was willing
Yeah.
to pay this money.
yeah.
well, so in minor league baseball, July 4th always your biggest game, right? Opening day, another big one. In West Virginia, number 3 was always Redneck Night.
Of course, West Virginia.
Right. So they
We have the Wild Whites of West Virginia here now. Oh, got two redneck. We've crossed into trash.
so we have this like promotion that they do after winning the Golden Bobblehead. You got to do it again the next year.
Yeah.
So I get there in 2017, and they go, you know what's really taken off these days? The Bachelor. So we decided to have a Redneck Bachelor contest.
Wow.
So we got like 10 finalist dudes. Again, with that same radio station.
Right.
We had them do like shows with the radio station. We had fans vote on who their favorite contestant was going to be. And for the last 2 weeks, we partnered with, I think it was Burt Wolf Ford or something like that. And this dude would like drive around in a Ford and appear on commercials and stuff like that. Like the city loved it.
I'm making a huge mistake.
Well, so like when we got to the fantasy suite stage, because we had partnered with Burt Wolf Ford, they donated 4 F-150s.
Wow.
And so at that point, there were 4 girls who were left to like hopefully win the rose or whatever, right? So we had one in each. We made redneck hot tubs, right? So you put a tarp down and you just fill it up with water.
Oh my
So
god.
we had 4 redneck hot tubs, and we had one contestant in each of the redneck hot
Right.
tubs for the fantasy suites round. And between innings, we put it on the scoreboard, and they had a 60-second like fast cash date. And we had like it was
That's
like you had to make
crazy.
one of the contests was making redneck sushi. So it was literally just stuff we got from a concession stand. So like like a tortilla from quesadillas, hamburgers that they cut up, hot dogs, like relish, and they had to roll it up and eat it. But like, so we did all these things, and at the end
I
of
could
the
have won
night,
this competition.
I could eat
Right.
that. I could eat that.
then at the end of the night, we had a concert from a band called Adair's Run. They were local, so not super big, but we stacked a bunch of pallets of wood up, and we had this super old couch. Like, the stadium was built in 2004. There isn't a historian that still works in that office that was there when it was built, but we are all pretty darn sure that the couch is older than the stadium. Like, it looks like, everyone's got that one grandparent with the couch that has the floral decoration on it, and
100%.
it's like sewn in.
Yeah.
That's the type of couch.
Wow.
So we stacked that on top of like 8 pallets of wood,
Yeah.
and then that was like their VIP seat for
Okay.
the concert. And then they won a trip to Myrtle Beach together.
Oh my! Myrtle Beach that's where rednecks want to go.
Yeah.
That's where they want to go.
The water's brown. This is my town.
And what's funny was, like, until I moved to South Carolina, I didn't understand quite so much like
Sure.
this
Sure.
mentality that people have about Myrtle Beach, because I'm from Cleveland, so like 5th grade, 6 of my friends on spring break are going to Myrtle
Myrtle
Beach
Beach.
for
Oh,
their
yeah.
family vacation.
Yeah.
Because it's warm.
Yes.
Right now in Cleveland, I'm pretty sure there's snow.
Yes.
Yeah. Facts.
I haven't talked to my mom yet today, but I know last week there was snow on the ground.
Yeah.
I went to San Jose, California, and San Francisco in 2006, and they were advertising Myrtle Beach in California.
Oh, they do it in Pittsburgh all the time.
I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, Myrtle Beach outside of South Carolina, everyone loves it.
Yeah.
It's just like South Carolina itself hates it, and honestly,
Because they don't know.
yeah, well,
They don't know where to go.
well, and if I'm making a bet here, the reason why locals hate it is because it's the tourist trap, right?
Yep,
Like
yep.
Hawaiians
Yeah.
do not like everyone coming to their island.
You're right.
Right? Like Myrtle Beach is the island of Hawaii
And
of
I'm, pretty
South
certain
Carolina.
that, I'm pretty certain that Myrtle Beach is like number 3 on the South Carolina list of the places you're
you're
getting stabbed.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
Like,
stabbed.
it's fully dangerous.
Like if you stay more than 30 days, like, and there are people that come down from Ohio and New York
Right.
and
Yeah.
whatever. If you stay for more than 30 days, you've likened your chances to getting stabbed like to 100%.
Well, that's the reason why they go to Charleston now.
and you're gonna hit.
Charleston and Kiowa Island.
Yeah.
different kind of stabbing.
No, it's no stabbing. You have to have a pass to get on the.
Oh, I see.
You
But
can't even get on there.
And at Myrtle Beach, the odds are when you go, you're gonna hit whatever week, Mustang week, bike week,
Yeah.
whatever week, Corvette week, or what, something, and you're like, it's so many
1999
people.
Ford Ranger week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Now, that's my weekend.
Chevy Geo weekend.
and please help me out. For every one of these bike weeks, there's always, or every one of these weeks, there's always the black version of that.
Of course.
week.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah,
of course,
they
of
always
course.
do the, yeah.
That's where the news coverage is at. Exactly. For some reason, they're like, "Hey, we got to cover this. White bike, we're not going to cover that. You know? We're going to cover this.
Exactly.
That is so true.
It's the truth.
They're like, Myrtle Beach is really dangerous right now. Black bike week.
The week before, 2 people got stabbed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was a shooting. Not only was there a shooting, but it was shotgun involved. But then the next week, it makes the news that it was.
It's
Black
like
Bike
Sturgis down there, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Mustang week.
Have you
you're gonna-
been? Have
someone's
you
gonna
actually
wreck
been to a bike week since you've been?
No, I
You
have
have to go. You have to just see it.
You don't.
For your own safety, it's probably not a good idea.
You will get stabbed. By the way,
Just don't get out your car. Just drive by.
Roll them up.
No, just don't cruise. Just don't cruise. If you just pick one road, go down it, and then stay where you're at. Just
Yeah.
don't go anywhere else. You just want to avoid
Just go to Wilmington, North Carolina. Wrightsville Beach.
Cabashaw.
Man.
What is it? Not
gotta
Cabashaw.
live a
What is-
little bit.
Calabash. Calabash,
like
North
Wrightsville
Carolina is
Beach.
right up the street. Place to
Because you
go.
like Timberlake too, so you like the higher
I'm not
echelons.
bougie.
You are bougie.
I'm not.
You are bougie.
I'm not.
You are
I
bougie.
rented
man.
a room from someone who owned a house in Timberlake. I didn't go out and like, it's time for golf.
I mean, but you chose it though.
I did
You
it.
chose it.
It was literally my only
I
option.
didn't have a choice to go to Timberlake.
Well, wait. He didn't choose the bougie life. The bougie life actually chose him.
It did. Yeah, and the guy I lived with, he was a Vietnam vet, and he made a lot of money, so he had a nice Porsche and everything. Did Zach drive a Porsche? No, he drove the Green Bean, which is a long bed single cab pickup F-150.
But then you eventually moved up to a $22,000 worth of engine in your car.
All you have to do is point out the fact that he was not going to Black Bike Week.
Oh yeah, he's definitely not going to.
I've definitely been.
Yeah, but by accident, right? Huh? By accident, you told me like you want your dad accidentally.
Yeah, my father-in-law.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
he went on the wrong week. He was like, "What is this?"
My people, sir.
I'm home, baby.
Ass everywhere.
Facts.
So John's been in Columbia now since 2020.
2020. It was February 2020. We do Battle at Bull Street. The world shuts down.
Yeah, I was here for that Battle of Bull Street.
Wow.
And it was a cold day.
It was.
It was a
We
breezy,
were actually
cold
talking
day.
about this. Honestly, I think I was talking about this with you.
Was it?
But it was. I had to do a live hit with WACH at like 5 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And I had just moved from Cleveland. So I was like in the off season. At that point, I'm doing like seasonal stuff. So I'm doing Mountain East football and basketball, and then I am the opening manager of a McDonald's, and that's like what I did during the off season. So
That'll
waking
keep you
up at
busy.
3:30 in the morning in a place in Northeast Ohio referred to as the Snow Belt, and you got to clear off your car and scrape the ice off and stuff. So you're like, my blood's thick at this point.
Yeah.
And I roll in, it's like 45 degrees in like a short sleeve polo and khakis. And then I think it was Friendy Corveau is the morning anchor doing it with me, and he's got like a hat on, like gloves. He's like
Like,
got
this
a
isn't
ski
cold,
mask
sir.
for between takes and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay,
A
okay.
big
Oh my
puffy
God.
jacket,
Yeah.
like not it's a winter jacket. I'm walking in the office like I'm going on a ski trip.
The puffer.
For a 45-degree day.
The shiny puffer at that.
And I was sitting there and I was like, am I the crazy one? And like now 2 years later that I've lived in South Carolina, I'm like, yeah, I was the crazy one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
fair.
man, that must have been a great way for him to meet me and go like, who is this guy
I
with the
just-
short sleeve shirt in the winter?
I just know the number of blankets that were sold downstairs because there was like you
it was
look across the
ridiculous.
stands. It was nothing but Firefly blankets everywhere.
That's
I remember,
And how much is a blanket?
I don't know the answer to that, but I do
They
know.
probably cashed out.
We had a meeting the next week, and they're like, "We've had these blankets for 4 years, and we sold as many blankets as we had for
Wow.
4 years that night."
That's awesome.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I know some people that bought them.
So what
and
is
they
the
still have them?
What is the most bought item here, if you think?
It's got to be like the hats,
The
for
hats,
sure, like
right?
the fitted caps.
Okay.
And then I know like it surprised me to hear this one, but the mason jar one, like the alternate
yeah.
logo one, does really well, like nationally.
Okay.
Which surprised me because, like, I don't know, I always assume it's a smaller scope than it actually is.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I'm always like, oh, yeah, people around town. And, like, around town, like, even today, I went to grab a burger with a friend who was driving through because he broadcast a basketball game in Atlanta. And then he came back,
Yeah.
and he's up in Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay.
So he, like, had to drive through anyway. And so we were grabbing a burger, and right next to us, Firefly logo, right? Like, you know, you go to the Riverwalk on a day like today,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you've got, like, 5 or 6 hats or shirts or something. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, Columbia knows who we are.
Yeah.
But you never think, like, why did we sell 10 hats last week in Seattle, Washington?
That's it.
right?
Yeah, that's a good
and
question.
then people are like, dude, the hats glow in the dark. It's dope.
Oh yeah, facts.
I
They
didn't know
do.
the hats glow in the
do
dark.
glow in the dark,
Wow.
yes.
What?
I did not know that.
Barrett's gonna go home and stand in front of the
Yeah,
mirror.
no, I'm gonna turn on the light in the hat and turn it off.
So, really funny story.
John, my hat doesn't glow.
Well, they do have to recharge. I don't know how that works depending on like how
You gotta put it in the sun a little
when
bit.
He
we
holds it up to the light bulb in the lamp.
when we sell them, they still glow. Like when the team store lights turn off and stuff, they're glowing.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so one of our Spanish players last year, he like was just learning how to speak English. And he had heard that stuff glows in the dark. So he came in early one day and he shut off all the lights in the clubhouse and put his jersey on because he thought his jersey was going to be glowing in the dark. And he's like, "Look, yo, I don't know what happened, but my jersey's not glowing."
Well,
I must have an alternate. Is there another one?
because you're not hitting, sir. But, you gotta
not
get that
inflated.
average up a little higher.
So what do those Tim Tebow jerseys go for right now? Did y'all sell the actual
There's
Tim
still
Tebow
some
jerseys?
15, but there's another guy wearing 15 now.
Oh yeah, I mean every year we've got we're not
so y'all
retired.
keep it.
So we've got
okay.
we've got 3 jerseys that are retired. Larry
Jackie
Doby,
Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, and Frank Thomas.
Y'all gotta retire to Tim Tebow, man.
No, you don't.
You gotta
you
retire.
15 is a prime number. Do you know how many people want number 15?
So hear me out. So Tim Tebow could barely hit his body weight. And
I love it.
this last year, the guy who wore 15 was Juan Carlos Negrete,
Yes.
who set a franchise record for most home runs.
Okay, understandable.
So, like, if we're going to retire,
It's for
we're
him.
not going to retire for Tim Tebow.
It's for someone who's good, not just because you're Tim
It's like the
Tebow.
dude that after Jordan came and had 23 at the Bulls, he was like, "Hey man, you can't wear that no more."
We don't do that.
One of my favorite like Super Bowl commercials from Super Bowls past, like the white Michael Jordan. He was like in the bowling league or whatever. And, like,
That is hysterical.
back when Super Bowl commercials were funny and you didn't feel like you had to feel something during the Super Bowl,
Right.
right?
Give me
It
the
was like,
bud, wine,
Yeah.
the frogs.
yeah, like the you're sitting, you used to sit there and you're like, I want to laugh with my friends, have a couple drinks, eat some nachos and some finger foods. Now you're like, all right, I'm gonna sit here by myself because I might cry.
Or you're gonna have to have a conversation. Right. It's gonna the Super Bowl commercials now spur conversations.
Yeah.
That's what I've
Well, I
They
figured
just want to
out.
buy some. They just want to give us some Bitcoin.
My
for
favorite
free.
one for this last Super Bowl was the Seth Rogen Lay's commercial with
Yeah, that was
Paul
good.
Rudd.
Oh, the like
That was good.
the spirit girl that they married.
Yeah.
He walks in, like Paul runs, and Seth's just like, "Hi, I'm Seth."
Yeah, it's great that she's at the wedding as the
Yeah.
bride at the
Yes.
end. That's like
Are
something
you
that's
ready?
so small but there.
She screeches. He's like, "That's a yes."
I
Yeah,
thought the
attention
Larry
to detail.
David one was good too. Like I'm not
Yeah,
a
that was good.
crypto
Oh,
guy at all.
Yeah.
No,
But like Larry David, funny
Funny.
guy.
Yeah.
And then that
it's
commercial.
never gonna work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that commercial, like the wheel, I can think of other round things that are great. This one, trust me.
Never gonna work. Never gonna work. All right. Well, this was great. Thank
Yeah,
you, John,
well,
for being
yeah.
on the
Yeah,
show.
no, thanks for having me. I had a
fantastic.
blast
So much
chatting.
fun.
Yeah, and we'll have to do this again when you guys are not right at the beginning of a baseball season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
busy season
Yeah.
is upon us.
Yes.
Do you have any promotions? I know that Saturday nights during the regular season are going to be that's the fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks every Saturday, and then opening night will be fireworks as well, 4th of July, because that's on I think it's a Monday this year.
Yeah.
But then, like, every Thursday, this is what I like to tell you guys in this age group, Thirsty Thursday.
You meant
Budweiser
that
Thirsty
age group.
Thursday. Yeah.
Ooh.
So you go out to the Budweiser Bowtie Bar. Just get a berm ticket.
Okay.
Go
Yeah.
to the Budweiser Bowtie Bar, and a pint of Bud Light is $2. I
Wow.
mean,
That's a win.
the last time I saw that type of a price, I was in Athens, Ohio as an undergrad, and there are 18 bars in a quarter mile there. They have to be competitive with each other.
5
right?
Points can't even sell beer for $1 no more. So yeah, y'all
Right.
y'all knocking
Yeah.
them out the park now.
Yeah, so great deal there. It's, again, $2 for that pint. And then we've got tons of stuff on our website, ColumbiaFireflies.com, where you can look at our promo calendar that we just released the entirety of. But just some that I'm going to try and rip off the top of my head. We're doing Wands and Wizards night again this year. I know last year that was
Trent.
pretty big. We have a Nickelodeon theme night, so it's I think it's gonna be Paw Patrol. So
Ooh, my son
Young
loves them.
kid.
My son loves Paw
rumor
Patrol.
has it there will be a Paw Patrol character or two at the
man,
ballpark.
some pictures.
Right, photo op is there.
Yo, that should be dog night too.
You were going to
Yeah.
be the Paw Patrol kid, the Paw Patrol.
It will be what's his name, Chief? Chief's the main guy.
Chief, yeah.
And it's not like Chief in the like disrespectful way where you're like, hey Chief. I
literally call everyone chief.
He does.
I didn't mean to look at you when I said
No, like even in text messages, like, all right, chief.
That degrading people who call you chief.
what's the Family Guy sketch in the one Star Wars where it's like Peter and C-3PO, whoever's that in the Star Wars ones, are like, hey Chief, Boss, Sarge, because you can't remember his name.
Bad. That's like when you start a new job and you can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Chief.
How you doing, bud? That's all right.
Boss, buddy. Hell.
Yeah, and then you turn around. What was his fucking name? Sarah.
His name? Okay.
That guy's name was Sarah.
No. You're remembering the person you were fighting.
Yeah,
or that person's
Sarah,
name.
what's his name?
Yeah.
Are there
She's
gonna
like,
be any-
I'm Jennifer for one, and that was Toby.
Are there going to be any dog days this year?
Yeah, so Dog Days of Summer, it's not going to be every Wednesday. I don't remember the dates off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
there are going to be 8, I believe.
Wednesday Wolves.
Wednesday Wolves. Yeah, but Tuesday will be $2 Tuesdays. So
Okay.
those ones are always fun. More $2 beers.
I hit a rim
Just
shot.
one button.
I have 3 buttons. There's this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say one's not lit up anymore.
Yeah, I
not
didn't assign it, so that was a. There's that one, and then there's a little bit of a crowd noise. That's it, and it cuts off immediately.
It makes it seem like we were really at the crowd is behind us, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like the guy without headphones.
The whole time. If you was watching, they weren't never plugged.
The headphones Trent was wearing were not functional.
I just wanted to look cooler than Zach. That was the point.
And it didn't work.
Thank you, Firefly Stadium. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, John. Special thanks, Columbia Fireflies and Segra Park, for hosting this episode of the All About Nothing podcast. Also, special thanks to Nick Spano, because ultimately, if he hadn't introduced us, then this wouldn't have happened.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
now I just got to get a phone call from Nick so I can get my season tickets finalized.
I'm sure that's like he's got a laundry list of stuff. I'm sure that's on it for next
I have
week.
no doubt.
So that means you're making sure everybody gets season tickets, right, Barrett?
Yeah, for
Season
exactly
tickets on
the
Barrett.
cost. That's not what I heard. That isn't. Y'all can call John, and there may be a couple Monday nights or
who's just gonna
Tuesday
work it
nights.
through you?
Yeah, Monday nights are great. It's the league off day. You guys could come. It's a public park between 9 and 5.
That's right. Walk around
Okay.
3 times. That's a mile.
Yeah. Get your steps in, then you're competing with your friends on Fitbit or whatever the kids do these days.
The kids are doing that. That was only the adults when I knew it. As always, thanks Nick the Geek, engineer, producer, owner, and operator, GOT Sound Studio. Check out details on how you can utilize his talent and production expertise at gotsoundstudio.com. Thanks to Muff the Producer. Follow him on Instagram, Muff the Producer. Sorry. Also, I got to add this. Thanks, Gianna Rivers, because she is the voice that you hear at the beginning of our episodes and at the ends of the episode. So
Thank you, Gianna.
check out her podcast, Who You Callin' Holistic. As always, you can follow us on Facebook. Just search for All About Nothing US. On Twitter and Instagram at AAN_pod. Or you can find links to all of our social media and available podcast platforms by visiting theallaboutnothing.com. If you'd like to be on the show and be heard, you can call us and leave us a message, 803-672-0533. Thank you, Zach King. Thank you, Trent Clark. Remember to get yourselves vaccinated and stay safe, and
Have a week.
The All About Nothing podcast is produced and engineered by Nick the Geek, owner and operator of GOT Sound Studio. To support the show, please visit theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media, merchandise, and more. Become a patron of the show by following the Patreon link at the top of our page. The All About Nothing podcast is an entertainment product of Barrett Gruber. Special thanks to Zach King, Trent Clark, Muff the Producer, Nick the Geek, and you, our listeners. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button and the notification bell. Thank you for listening.